The audacity for you to not purchase another seat. Let me touch you with my fatness. Can we please bring back shame? Like seriously, bring it back. Hey guys, it's Jermaine and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time on my channel, I just want to say welcome. My name is Jermaine. I make videos about the fat acceptance, fat liberation, body positive movement. I share with you guys my thoughts in this community and also how they influenced my life back when I was obese myself. I definitely used to believe and follow a lot of their mindsets, think and speak kind of the way that they do. And then along the way, I had an epiphany. I changed my life. I realized that, wait a minute, I'm in control of my life and I'm not a victim. I'm putting myself in this situation of being the way that I am, and then I transform my life. I transform my mindset, the way I think. I lost a bunch of weight and now I'm on this side making videos exposing the fat acceptance movement. So if you're into those kind of videos, you'd like to hear my take on stuff, then you might want to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell because I upload new videos at least once a week. And if you're returning to my channel, I just want to say welcome back. Thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for being a part of my little family here on YouTube. I love you guys and I appreciate you so much. For today's video, we're taking a look at another fat acceptance fat victim, a person with yet again zero self-awareness, taking up way too much space, causing discomfort and inconvenience to other people, but for some reason is a victim in all of it, like in the midst of doing all of that.
So I had a new flying while fat experience yesterday and I have to tell someone about it. But if you're not fat, this video is not for you. Keep scrolling. I don't want to hear it.
Firstly, I just love how she chased all the non-fat people, and by non-fat I think she's also referring to non-fat acceptance fat people, you know, fat people with self-awareness who might also call her out on her nonsense. Yeah, so she chased all these people first because that's what fat acceptance is. They're a bunch of fat people just affirming each other on how much of a victim they all are.
So I had a new flying while fat experience yesterday and I have to tell someone about it. But if you're not fat, this video is not for you. Keep scrolling. I don't want to hear it. Okay, so I was flying back from a work trip yesterday and I get on a plane. The person that I'm sitting next to in the seat is already sitting. She gets up, I get in, I sit down. I am trying, like any fat person on a plane ever, to make myself as small as is humanly possible, always. Does not say a word to me.
I cannot. Okay, wait. I cannot. How do you make yourself smaller? Like, what does that even mean? How do you make yourself as small as humanly possible? Like, what does that even mean? Just look at this, okay? This is a fridge. No matter what I do, this is a fridge. This is the size of a fridge. This is how a fridge looks. Now, can I make this fridge smaller? Sure, if I can tear it apart, if I can break it. But the fridge is still a fridge. This is a fat person. Unless this person goes on a diet, which, let's be real, that's not going to happen. Unless there's some kind of an epiphany and they change their life, that's not going to happen. But unless this person goes on a diet, or decides to change their lifestyle, or decides to dislocate themselves and break themselves up in parts, there is no way you can become smaller. Like, that doesn't make sense. So what are you talking about? And all the other fat acceptance victim will be like, yeah, of course. Like, we all know what it is. We are always trying to make ourselves smaller. Mentally just making yourself smaller. So unless you lose weight, can we just be normal for a second and establish that unless you lose weight, there is no magical way that you can become smaller? Don't be a weirdo.
She gets up, I get in, I sit down. I am trying, like any fat person on a plane ever, to make myself as small as is humanly possible, always. Does not say a word to me. I can tell that she's not super impressed that I am her seatmate.
Duh, cause you just mentally made yourself smaller. She's not impressed because she knows that when you sit next to her, you are going to be in her personal space. You are going to touch her. Not voluntarily. I don't even know if you realize when you're overflowing and that part of your body is touching someone else, because you live in this bubble of believing things like you can make yourself smaller.
I am trying, like any fat person on a plane ever, to make myself as small as is humanly possible, always. Does not say a word to me. I can tell that she's not super impressed that I am her seatmate. Whatever. No surprise there. But then she flags over a flight attendant and says to the flight attendant, "I'm sorry, I'm too crowded. I need to be moved. Like, you are not in first class. This is not a private plane. The audacity of this woman.
If you are so big that you are invading someone else's personal space, but somehow you can still come across as the victim, that is just next level gaslighting, manipulation, like just all the negative things that we try to run away from. You manage to be all of that in one person. The audacity for you to not purchase another seat like a self-aware fatty and choose to squeeze yourself and invade someone else's personal space and cause discomfort to someone else just because you've mentally decided that you shrunk yourself so the problem should be solved, and then you get angry because another human really wants their personal space and don't want to be touching a fat stranger that they don't know. You want to talk about audacity?
The audacity of this woman. Flight attendant looks uncomfortable, looks around for another seat, finds one, and moves her. I'm not gonna lie, there was a solid 2 minutes where I just felt so much shame. I felt like I was wrong for being on that plane. I felt embarrassed about my body, and I was mortified.
As you should.
I felt like I was wrong for being on that plane. I felt embarrassed about my body, and I was mortified. And then it occurred to me that I didn't want to sit next to her either. And instead of spending the next 3.5 hours of my life next to a person that viscerally hated my body and me by extension, was too rude to even say hello to me, I now had 2 seats all to myself that I could spread out and watch One Tree Hill and just like be left alone. Because I know in my heart of hearts that I have every right to be on that flight, that I was on a work trip doing something really cool, and I don't want to waste my time chasing the approval of people that are a million years old and terrible. Anyways, I had a great flight. I just wanted to tell you that story because, like, honestly, it was a worst nightmare scenario for me, and I feel fine about it.
If you don't feel embarrassed for being so big and invading someone else's personal space and making someone else uncomfortable and literally touching someone else, letting your body touch someone else, then something's not right with you. To be embarrassed about something like that is a good thing. We need that. That is what makes us self-aware. We need self-awareness. Your body is your choice. But if your choices are starting to affect other people, then just get an extra seat. If there's anyone who deserves to be making a sacrifice, is you, because this is your choice, right? No one else chose for you to be fat. You chose to be fat. You chose that, nah, I'm not gonna do anything to lose this weight because this is the way that I am. She's a fat acceptance influencer, so if she's traveling for work, I'm guessing promoting obesity even more wherever she goes. She's famous for doing this. So if you think that your lifestyle, you're proud of this and you're promoting this and you think this is a good thing, that's on you. But then don't start causing problems for other people. If you can spend so much money on buying food and getting to the size that you are, I'm sure you can spend money on an extra seat. The reason I feel like I'm so harsh when it comes to fat acceptance people, and the reason that I get so annoyed and so upset whenever I talk about fat acceptance, is because of the entitlement. See, regular fat people don't go around acting like this. Regular fat people do feel embarrassed when they put themselves in this situation. I remember when I used to take the LRT. The LRT is the train, it's like a fast, like a bullet train type thing here we have in Malaysia. Because of my size, I used to take like 1.5 seat. And I remember people would not be able to sit next to me. So the only time I would sit on the train is when it's pretty much empty. If it's full, I would usually be standing no matter how pain my legs were, because I felt like I felt embarrassed if I was sitting down there and other people were standing when 2 people could be sitting on that seat that I'm sitting on. Like, I was taking up way too much space. And I felt embarrassed, so I wouldn't sit. So I would only sit if the train was like half empty or there were like other seats available. You have to be apologetic because you are big. Your body is affecting other people now. It is not fair for me to take up a space and a half. A person, 2 person, a person and a half, or 2 person space as 1 person is not fair. No. This attitude is different. I'm so big, but how dare you get uncomfortable with my presence? Let me touch you with my fatness. Can we please bring back shame? Like, seriously, bring it back. Anyway, let me know what you guys' thoughts are on this video. I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because I upload new videos at least once a week. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. The links are in the description box below. And I'll see you guys in my next video.